MLB The Show 24 is officially out, which means another year of franchise. This year's main franchise team will be the Kansas City Royals, a team I'm actually really excited about because, yes, they're not historically a great team ever since the fall off from the World Series about 10 years ago. However, this Royals team has some building blocks we'll talk about in a minute, but our main piece, our main star, Bobby Witt Jr., unbelievable five-tool type player. He's great. And that's not even to mention their ace, Cole Ragans. They got him for nothing from the Rangers. And in my Dynasty Fantasy Baseball League, last year was the first year of doing it, I picked up Cole Ragans mid-year. No one had their eye on him. I picked up Ragans, and then he turns into this ace pitcher. So he should be really fun to use as well. I don't know what his rating's going to look like, but yes, the Royals, that's our main franchise team. Everything's going to be set to manual here. And we're going to go ahead and jump in. Spring training is essentially over at this point, so we will be starting from the regular season. I think it's a bit more fun with the release of the game anyway. But let's go ahead and check out this team for the first time. Cole Ragans is the second highest player on the team in terms of rating. I don't know if he's the second highest. I'm not sure what he does in the offseason. But we'll take a look at the squad. Position by position, starting, of course, with the ace, the emerging superstar that is Cole Ragans. Now, how much of that is just, okay, Cole Ragans gets to pitch against the AL Central with the Tigers and the Guardians and the Twins and some of these teams and the White Sox, especially going into 2024, right? These are not great offensive teams. And the AL Central might be the weakest division in MLB. Cole Ragans got to dice those guys up. Was it like the Shane Bieber Cy Young year? Is Cole Ragans just fine? Or does he have upper echelon MLB potential? And I just think he's nasty. So I do think it's going to continue to play up. He's got a fastball that regularly reaches the triple digits. We might even boost that fastball if we have to. Now, the pitch repertoire here, as you can see in the top left, four-seam, circle change, cutter, curveball, slider. Every single pitch, as well as velocity on those pitches, is done from StatCast Baseball Savant. Exactly in that order. So those are the pitches that he throws, the frequency that he throws them in order, and the average velocity. However, you're somewhat capped, so I'm not sure if that four seam is going to be able to actually go and hit 101 the way Ragans can do in real life. Again, I'll make an adjustment if I have to, but he's 26 years old. They've only given him C potential and 80 overall. I don't think that's fair. I really don't. Might make an adjustment there because Ragans really could end up being one of the better pitchers in baseball. Big lefty with electric stuff. That usually plays pretty well. We'll talk about that more later. I'll see what you guys have to say in the comments section as well. Seth Lugo was also signed by the Royals in free agency. He projects to be their number 2. Formerly a reliever, went out to the Padres, kind of developed more as a starter. Did start some games with the Mets and will slot into the rotation here. So we'll see what happens with him. But obviously, 34-year-old player, going to have to develop him or develop somebody else. He's just not going to be the guy. B potential, though, is interesting. How does he have more potential than Cole Ragans? I'll never know. Brady Singer projects to be the number 3. I believe former first-round pick out of Florida for the Kansas City Royals. He's, like, fine. That's the thing is, Brady Singer obviously doesn't have ace potential despite having A potential in the game. But he can be a solid mid-rotation type player. I think you can say that the same of Michael Wacha. Wacha had a pretty good year last year with the Padres at times. Injury kind of caught up to him a little bit, but he could be okay. Kyle Wright got brought in. I'm sure he's going to end up making our rotation. Chris Bubich is actually a pretty good player. Jordan Lyles is just the rubber arm guy. Daniel Lynch is in here as well. Like, this actually isn't a terrible group. Asa Lacy, former top pick of the Royals as well. I don't know what his future ends up looking like. I'm not sure if we're really going to be able to develop him too much. And that's pretty much all I can say about the starters. The relief pitchers, I don't think Will Smith is going to be the closer. I think it's probably going to be James McArthur. We'll see if we can move him. And he's only a 58 overall, but it was actually pretty good for the Royals down the stretch last year. So these ratings feel not so great. Like 58 overall. I know he had an ERA in year 5. But whip under 1, and the ERA for a reliever can really be blown up. I think his first a couple appearances were not so good, and then he was amazing down the stretch. So, again, this is a tough rating for a lot of these players, I would say. But the bullpen's not crazy. Carlos Hernandez is a really fun one because he throws absolute gas. He does have outlier as well, so he could end up playing for us quite a bit. Tyler Duffy in there probably makes the MLB roster. We're going to move some things around. Luis Sessa probably could be an MLB type pitcher for us. But let's talk about the hitters, because this is in a very interesting spot. We have Freddie Fermin slated to be the current starting catcher. A potential. How does he have A potential and Cole Reagans has C? Explain it to me. I don't get it. Fermin was pretty good last year in only 200 ABs. So maybe they're really just banking on the potential there. But, you know, I'm not, like, ecstatic about Fermin. I think he's going to be good for us right now. We don't really have to go out and find a new catcher. We have Austin Nola as a backup. Salvi Perez is really just more of a DH at this point. I'm sure he's probably going to start for us as a DH. Big-time power still, going down a little bit into the 70s, but, you know, he's still someone that could pop out, you know, 20-plus home runs a year. Of course, 48 is the high of his career. He's never going to even come close to that again, you'd expect, at now 33 years of age. But if he has another 20-plus 80 RBI 80 RBI season, I think you're pretty excited about that from a counting numbers perspective. But we'll see what his numbers end up looking like. Slugging is definitely down from the year before, and then still down from the year before that. The Pasquatch, Vinny Pasquantino. He's got big-time potential. Got an injury last year, but he's going to be our big-time developmental piece. Only B potential on him, but he's someone that I'm really excited about. Nick Prado could be okay as well. Second base, you got Adam Frazier. I got to move on from Adam Frazier. Adam Frazier is the equivalent of Kevin Newman last year in my Reds franchise. I'm looking to move on. Michael Massey in the mix. I could even play over him instantly, and we might look to do that. At third base, I'm a big Michael Garcia guy. Michael Garcia hits the ball very, very, very hard. Now, I know he only has 30 and 40 power, because power is just based on home runs. If Michael Garcia can lift the ball, he's going to hit a lot better. He could be a doubles machine type player. Right now, he hits the ball really hard, straight down. And that obviously doesn't really result in a lot of extra base hits. But I'm a big fan. He's got a great glove over at third. Michael Garcia could be a player to really watch in 2023, or 2024, I should say. Really excited about him. He's just got to lift the ball a little bit more, and he can end up being a great player. Mike Brasso in here against lefties. Maybe not a terrible option. Nate Eaton has a big-time arm. At short, this is our superstar, though. Bobby Witt Jr. He's got great power in the game. It's still developing. Obviously, a potential for Witt. Electric speed, pretty good glove. He's just an all-around awesome player, but we need to develop the bat and the power a little bit more. But he's only 23 years old. Garrett Hampson gives us a ton of speed. Not really noticing a ton of great prospects so far. MJ Melendez, former catcher playing the outfield. He's got a really good arm, some power to him as well, but not really evident by the numbers. And then in the outfield, Kyle Isbell's great defensively. Not much of a bat. Drew Waters, former top prospect of the Braves. I think the bat is decent with him. The numbers say otherwise. Just probably a fourth outfielder for us. And then in right field, Hunter Renfroe is back. He was Hunter Redfro last year in Reds franchise. Now, I don't know any nickname for him with the Royals, but formerly a big-time power guy, great arm. I think he leads the majors in outfield assists like every year. Nelson Velasquez could be super fun. Probably want to start him. Came from the Cubs. Big-time power surge last year. Hit 17 home runs in just 53 games. Was it just a hot stretch, or is something like that sustainable? Well, 17 home runs and only 38 hits doesn't feel sustainable, but we'll see. Is he going to come out and slug near 600 again? I doubt it. But again, we'll see. Big time power potential there. But that is the team. In terms of top prospects for the Royals, the guy to watch is Blake Mitchell. He was their first round pick this past year, and he's just not in the game. Nick Lofton, according to Pipeline's their number 2 prospect, but he's 25 years old. He's got C potential, and there's nothing to work with here. The game really is missing almost all of the Royals' top prospects, and I'm sure that's probably the case for just about every other team in the league as well. MLB The Show historically doesn't do a great job with really anything, but prospects and franchise, it's a huge part of franchise, and they just don't have them. Looking at the Yankees, because I'm very familiar with this farm system as a Yankees fan, but They have George Lombard Jr., but they don't have Roderick Arias. I think I can definitely go out and create these prospects and add them in. I could even potentially restart the franchise. Somebody makes a roster with more prospects in it. But for now, we're going to roll with this. Currently, this is what our rotation looks like. Shouldn't really be many surprises here. And I think we can probably just keep that as is. Jordan Lyles can be our long reliever for right now. It isn't great, but he's not great. So I'm fine with him in that role. We could just bring him into the starting rotation and move Lynch into that role. That's a possibility. But I think for right now, this is probably fine. This team is my dark horse team to win the AL Central. Will they end up going and doing it? There's still a lot of work to be done, and they need some breakouts. But it's a division that's really up for grabs, I think. Currently, you'd probably expect the Twins to win it. The Tigers are on the right track. Maybe they could win it. The Guardians, you never know. They always can develop these pitchers. Their bats, you got Jose Ramirez. That's pretty good. And the White Sox are horrific. But I really think the AL Central is going to be a really interesting division to follow, just because I don't think any of these teams are all that good. So in year one, we could, as the Royals, be a division winner. We're going to start out against our division rival, Minnesota Twins. It's going to be Cole Reagan's future ace against Pablo Lopez, current ace of the Minnesota Twins. My opening day lineup against the righty is going to be Maikel Garcia at third base, Bobby Witt Jr. at short, Vinny Pasquantino at first, Salvador Perez as our designated hitter, Nelson Velasquez hitting fifth and playing left field. That's a problem. He should DH quite a bit, but I can't play Salvi at catcher, and I can't take the Pasquatch out of the lineup. So Velasquez is going to have to improve as a defender. Hunter Renfroe in right and hitting sixth. Against a lefty, maybe he moves higher up in the order. Freddie Fermin's going to hit seventh, followed by Adam Frazier and Drew Waters in the 9-hole. MJ Melendez, Kyle Isbell on the bench today. Against lefties, I'm sure Isbell is going to end up playing a little bit more. He is a lefty, so it's weird to go lefty-lefty, but he's got significantly better contact against left than against right, and I like to play the numbers. Hampson, again, hits lefties pretty well, but he's good speed off the bench, as is Dairon Blanco. But this is the team. We're facing the Twins with Willie Castro, Manuel Margot, Royce Lewis, Byron Buxton, Carlos Correa, Kyle Farmer, Max Kepler, Carlos Santana, and Ryan Jeffers. Not the way I would personally order that, but it's how they opt to do things. Kind of some interesting choices in there. But we got the flyover. Opening day here at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. They're ready with the K's in the outfield. Cole Reagans is pitching. They better have brought about 20 of those. Should be very fun. And for a very quick brush over on the settings, it will be legend difficulty. And because I'm typically quite good at the game, I opt not to actually use the zone hitting and try to be good. I like to let the player's attributes do most of the talking. So we use just timing-based hitting, and I don't use pinpoint. I use pure analog in franchise. And here we go. Opening day, AL Central action. Twins and Royals. Opening day is such an awesome day. I mean, you get to see each ace pitcher for every team. Baseball's finally back. And Cole Reagans enjoyed a very good season last year. Was especially good in the second half of the year, becoming that full-time starter, and really dominated hitters. Control at times was a bit of an issue, but overall was unbelievable. How will he fare as a full season starter? That remains to be seen. But against the Twins, I'm hoping for a very good debut here. And of course, we are using pure analog, legend difficulty, and Reagans will face Willie Castro. I don't like the chevrons, though. I need to change that to pitch trail. As a curveball is taken low by Castro. But the whole thing with Reagans is the electric heater. So I think that really is going to be a pitch we throw a lot of the time. As Reagans induces weak contact. Adam Frazier underneath for out number one. Good start for Reagans. It's early, though. You can see the lineup and the projected batting averages. Not one hitter projected to hit over 262. I think Royce Lewis could certainly be above that. Buxton and Correa with healthy seasons certainly could be as well. If you're looking for the percentages, Cole Reagans threw his heater 40% last year, 24% on the changeup, 13% on the cutter, 12% on the curve, and 10% on the slider. That's right, the pitch clock. Pitch clock violation makes this count 2-1 from 1-1. As Manuel Margot is awarded a free ball, but Reagans steals a strike right back up and away. We might try to play for a strikeout here. Low changeup. If you're expecting the heater, you could swing right over this. It's a ground ball to Michael Garcia, and he's not going to make a mistake. Excellent defense at the hot corner. Margot is easily retired. And here is Royce Lewis. This is a dangerous hitter. Former #1 overall pick in baseball, right? In a small sample last season, and that's really what it has been for Royce Lewis, has just struggled to stay healthy. But in a small sample, was unbelievable last year. Unbelievable. OPS over 900. This is a guy with a ton of talent. It's just, can he stay healthy? And can he be productive? We know he can be productive, but that health is going to be the big question. Here's the 2-2. Of course, quick counts a lot of times here in franchise for me to make these games move on a little bit faster, as that circle change is taken low. And we might try to get a cutter in on the hands. Full count. Cutter left over the plate and fouled off by Royce Lewis. We'll do it again. Could actually go back to the cutter here. We want to locate that a little bit better, and I think we have. And that is popped to shallow, maybe even mid left center field. But the defensively challenged, we'll say, Nelson Velasquez is able to range over and still make the catch. And for the first time, we will see our Royals hit. Garcia, Witt, Pasquantino is our 1-2-3 today. And we'll see what that looks like against Pablo Lopez. He really has blossomed into being an exceptional player. Who's, of course, a very solid pitcher with the Marlins, but is really, I would say, ascended to another level with the Minnesota Twins as a true ace, one of the best pitchers in baseball. But he'll have to face Michael Garcia. Not a ton of power for Garcia in the game. More real life power, as I do not like this angle. We're going to have to change this. It's off center. I hate it. All right, regular zoom is a little bit more straight on. Here's the 2-1 to Garcia. And that is a slurve. Garcia offered at it, but was able to check the swing, bring it back. Moves into a hitter's count, 3-1. Gets a heater, and it blows by Garcia. A little bit late on that one. Was just playing to take it first, and then that fastball was legitimately late. Lopez dialing it up to 96. Just couldn't get the bat out in front of that. As the bat boy's like 4 feet tall. Where'd they find this guy? Nelson Velasquez expected to hit sub 200. Oh, they're haters. But here is our superstar, Bobby Witt Jr. And we got to get back in the swing of things here. Be a little bit more patient, but that timing, we're going to have to find that. Right now, it's not great. A little bit more on that, but Witt fouls that back to the screen. Just early on a heater away. Here's a 2-2. And that, at 94 only, is blown by Bobby Witt Jr. Legend difficulty not playing around. These guys are struggling to make contact. Slightly late on the swing. And right back to the catcher's mitt. As we finally are able to put a ball in play. But not hard. Good timing from Vinny Pasquantino. But a fly out to shallow left center. And each, the first and the top and the bottom half of the first, end the same way with kind of a shallow fly out to left center field. As we'll face the very dangerous Byron Buxton. Can be one of the best players in baseball when healthy. But that's the thing. If you thought Royce Lewis had trouble staying healthy, Byron Buxton cannot play a full season, as the perfect game and the no-hitter are over. Buxton will have second base easily. But yeah, he's an MVP candidate if he can stay healthy. But he has never, ever, ever, ever been able to stay healthy. Buxton was very early on the heater away at 99. He's able to, pull it down the line for a double. As we'll face the also very dangerous Carlos Correa. Another guy in his career that has struggled to stay healthy at times. Had a very rough first year in Minnesota, but is still very talented. Although Reagans gets the better of him this time. His first strikeout. A changeup low and away. And Correa's going to walk back to the dugout. Love to see it. you know, Reagan's is kind of known for that power fastball, which is why when he drops it down with the circle change at 87 miles per hour compared to the average 97, you know, Correa is obviously geared up for something a lot harder than what he got way early on that. He'll face Kyle Farmer. Heater up, and Buxton swipes third base. Caught us napping. Runner was already in scoring position, but now is pretty much any type of contact away from scoring a run and getting on the board here. This is where you need to strike out if you're Cole Reagans. This is where you show off that slider. It's going to be a good spot for it. Farmer stays alive early on that. Go back to a breaking ball. Maybe bury this curveball. Farmer somehow still able to put that in play. I don't think we give him a fastball until he shows us he can sit back or take one of these off-speed pitches. How about a changeup? Or he did take it.
Full count.
Full count. You're okay with a walk here because it puts the double play on the table. But not going to happen. Farmer caught looking. Reagans with another punchy. And Farmer protesting, obviously, but this is a great pitch. Up and away. Very top of the zone. And with 2 strikes, you kind of have to take, you know, swing at that. Can't really take that. Now it's Max Kepler, lefty-lefty. Reagan's looking to work out of it. And another foul ball. Still 1-2. The finish him Mortal Kombat audio comes on. Fastball up and in. Whoa. Nearly hitting Max Kepler. Trying to get this punch out. Curveball. Strike 3. Reagan's with 3 Ks here in the second. Works out of trouble. And it is still 0-0. I mean, that's that ace potential. Buxton, of course, weak contact. Works a double. Steals third with his amazing speed. But no one can bring him home, thankfully. Legendary Kansas City Royal Salvador Perez steps to the plate. Big time power. Can't show it off that time. 1-2 count. Fastball painted low and away. Can't really take that in that spot. Borderline call. You know, could have been strike 3 for sure. And they get the ground out. Here's Nelson Velazquez, though. Here's someone I'm super excited about. He could just casually pop off and hit 30 home runs this year. That's a possibility. Will it happen? Is it likely? I don't know about that. But the power potential with Nelson Velazquez is real. But can he do it consistently? Not this time. Fastball up and away. Great spot. Good timing for Velazquez. And we've yet to really make good contact against Pablo Lopez as we near the end of the second inning. Timing was not the issue. Just couldn't really get good wood on it. Just a good spot for Lopez. And look at where all these fastballs are. They're in great spots. They're very tough pitches to hit. We really just have not been able to do it yet. The slurve that misses way up and away. Come on, Renfroe. Figure it out here. Get us on the board. How about a solo shot?
Full count.
Count runs full. Really unlikely to hit a home run with 2 strikes. It does happen, obviously, all the time, but definitely less likely to do it. Fastball. Decent timing from Renfroe, but rolls over. And that is the end of 2. Still scoreless in Kansas City. And with Reagan's coming back out, we'd like to keep it that way. Already at 42 pitches at the start of the third here. I don't know how, long we're going to let him go today. Stamina's still in a fine spot. It's the third inning as that curveball's hung. Frazier's able to range over and surely secure this one for out number 1. But, I mean, where do you expect Reagan's to be after the first? If we're lucky, 52 pitches? After the third, I should say. Maybe 52 pitches. That's kind of a lot of pitches at this point in the game. We need some quicker ABs. Really work him because I'm not confident in our bullpen. I need Reagan's to go, ideally at least 6 innings, right? But this is a better job here. 2-1 to Willie Castro. Fastball down, sawed him off. That actually looks like a broken bat. Here's the flip. Reagan's covers for out number 3. Why did Vinny Pasquantino have to make that so crazy? Was that an around-the-back glove flip? Fans are loving it, clearly. But that was a dangerous play from Vinny Pasquantino. As we'll see, 7, 8, 9 in our order for the first time. Starting it off with Freddie Fermin behind the plate. And we just can't hit these fastballs. You know, we're very late on that one, but even with good timing, we really can't put this into play. And you see it right there. Just really not able to do anything but pop the fastball up right now. We are really struggling. Frazier works the count full. 3-2 against Pablo Lopez, still searching for our first base runner. And we finally get on. Adam Frazier works the walk. And we'll take that with 1 out. Top of our order set to come up right after Drew Waters. I'd love him to be a second leadoff for us. Swings right through a fastball up in the zone. Felt like great timing. A little early, maybe. Here's the 1-2. Fastball. I don't know how Drew Waters can't make contact with any of these. Oh, I feel like we're right on it. But a swing and a miss. And the timing didn't really look that bad. It was good timing. Waters just can't connect. Doesn't have the bat-to-ball skills right now. And it's just, it feels like 70-80% fastballs. Michael Garcia, good timing on the fastball, but fouled back. Legend difficulty cannot put the ball in play. Slurve, though, put it in play. Somewhat deep to left field, but not really a problem for the left fielder. And we are still struggling to have any offensive output here at Kauffman against Pablo Lopez. He's just, I mean, he's an ace. We know it's difficult. He's an ace. And that's going to be another hit. Manuel Margot reaches to start the top half of the fourth. Didn't hit it especially hard, but, you know, it's baseball. Hit it where they ain't. Curveball below the zone. And he's able to just find grass, hit it to the outfield. As we're going to work to turn 2 against a dangerous part of the Twins' order. 1-2 to Royce Lewis. Changeup down. Strike 3. Got him. Well-located changeup. Not sure Reagans was trying to throw that for a strike, but it caught the zone. And that is a big out number 1. Going to be very tough to turn 2 on Byron Buxton. We're going to try to do it anyway. Don't want to give him anything to hit. Would love a strikeout. How about a changeup? Runner takes off. Fermin this time with a pretty good throw, and he got him. Freddie Fermin showing it off behind the plate with the hose. Now 2 outs, and you can be a little bit more selective with what you do to Byron Buxton. Margot runs pretty well, but Fermin throws pretty well. And here's the full count. You don't have to give anything to, for Byron Buxton to hit here. But we strike him out anyway. Not something to hit. Just completely ties up Byron Buxton. Nasty. Curveball down and in on the black. Struck him out. What a pitch from Cole Reagans. And he really is showing off the ace stuff so far. We need to get him some run support. And I feel like that's something we're going to be saying in real life about the Royals as well. We'll see what Bobby Witt's capable of. Big-time player. I need a big-time play. Big-time hit. Even getting on base with his speed would be amazing. 99 speed. He's a stolen base machine. You know, Acuna went 40-70 last year. I'm not going to say Bobby Witt Jr. is going to do that, but can he go 30 homers and 50 stolen bases? It's a possibility, and he gets a base hit. We'll take that. First hit of the ball game goes to our superstar shortstop, and 99 speed on with 1 out. It's an excellent start. Lopez has been just able to beat everybody with the heater so far today. And it did get in a little bit on Bobby Witt Jr., but he's able to stay on it, get the bat in, and poke that out to right center. As Lopez is clearly going to be very worried about the running game of Bobby Witt Jr. But as Pasquantino in a 1-2 count, we're going to take off. And that's a ground ball, hit and run. Witt's going to advance at least to third, and do we send him? Here's the throw. Going to be not in time at all. Straight to the cutoff, no throw home. The hit and run works to perfection, and Vinny Pasquantino delivers our first run of the ball game. Hit and run, he went the other way. Probably just a ground ball double play type ball, but Witt stealing, pushes the shortstop over to cover second base for the throw. And now we're cooking. First run of the ball game here in the bottom of the fourth. We got some action, we got some life. And after back-to-back strikeouts, We are quickly at 2 outs, and that might be a third. It's actually kept in the infield. Great diving stop, and the throw to first for out number 3. It's very disheartening in this game with legend difficulty and the timing-based hitting, because I'm getting good timing now. I'm figuring out the timing on, all these pitches, but swinging and missing regularly, foul balls back to the screen. Definitely a little bit unfortunate, but we did manage to find 1 run as Reagans comes back out for the 5th. 70 pitches now. A nice strikeout there, Carlos Correa. 98 up and away. 6th strikeout for Cole Reagans, but now we have to start wondering, okay, how deep can Reagans go into this one? What's actually the ceiling on his pitches? And I don't really want to push him over 100 on opening day. Don't really want to do that. I'd love to get another inning out of him after this. He's at 76 pitches right now. It's not especially bad. But when Kyle Farmer comes up and fouls the ball off 6 times every time he's up, it gets difficult to keep that pitch count down. And I think that's part of the strategy here for the Twins. But we can't seem to punch Kyle Farmer out. Even any type of ball in play would be great. Well, not a hit, though. Surely Nelson Velasquez is not going to be able to make this play. But he does! Up against the wall. I wasn't even sure he was going to make it for range. And then surely I thought there was no way he was actually going to catch it up on the wall, but he does. Wonderful play by Nelson Velasquez. And now we have 2 outs. And that should be out number 3. Frazier going to call off Bobby Witt. He's underneath it. And that is the end of the top of the 5th. We'll move to the bottom of the 5th now and see if we can't get some more insurance. 1-0 might not cut it, especially with our bullpen and Freddie Fermin with the leadoff single. Love to see it. It's all fastballs all the time for Pablo Lopez, and we just have really struggled against that pitch today, and it's a good pitch. It's a good pitch. But Fermin working on here gives us something to be excited about with no outs in the inning. Need Adam Frazier to work on. First and second, nobody out. Now you start to really get a rally going, but we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Obviously got to get to that point first, and it's a fastball up in the zone. Again, very top of the zone. We've seen that call to strike today. You have to protect, but Frazier just swings right through it. Again, looks like great timing. Just swings right underneath it. And, this back half of the order is really struggling so far. But then again, so is the top half. And that could be a ground ball double play. Waters runs pretty well, but Correa throws very well, not well enough. Drew Waters beats out the return to first. And that is our 2nd out. Michael Garcia up, looking to extend the inning. Ooh. Powerful changeup there at 90 from Pablo Lopez, but we're out in front of it somehow. Gearing up for that heater, and we got it. Maybe a little bit late, and that is out number 3. We're going to get Nick Anderson moving in the pen, and I think Jake Brentz as well. I think Carlos Hernandez works into the bullpen at some point, but this was just what we're rocking for opening day. But yeah, you can expect Carlos Hernandez in there. You can expect some changes made to both the 40-man, probably. You can expect changes to the MLB roster, both with hitters and pitchers. This ball's hit pretty well to left field. I think Velasquez is going to be able to make this play, though. There's out number 1, but yeah, I would say things will change for sure. But this is just, our opening day group. Hernandez, I could see being in there, obviously, but not today. How about this? This is, classic, quintessential AL Central baseball. 1-0 here at the top of the 6th. Reagan's looking for another strikeout. See if he can add one. Good take from Castro, 3-2. I think we go back to that heater. Up and away. Got too much plate, but Castro can't square it up. Fly out to Waters. And that is us moving on to the bottom of the 6th. We got some action in the Minnesota Twins bullpen you can see over there on the left side of your screen. Witt working the count full here against Pablo Lopez. Stamina becoming a bit of a problem as he reaches 93 pitches. Here's number 94. And it's a walk to Bobby Witt. Good start to the 6th inning for us. Leadoff runner on. And a very dangerous hitter at the plate. It's the Pasquatch. Vinny Pasquantino. Hit and run worked to perfection last time. 2-1 hitters count. We're going to try it again. Not a great jump. Pasquantino fouls off the changeup. Could have been in there maybe. A run on the 2-2. Fastball. Pasquantino fouls that one back. Tried to steal on 2 consecutive pitches. What about a third? There goes Witt. That was ball 3. Ends up keeping things at strike 2. We're going to go again. Pablo Lopez worried about the running game. That is ball 3. Catcher can't handle it. Ryan Jeffers dropped it on the transition to the throw. And Witt takes second base. Here's the 3-2. 8-pitch AB for Pasquantino after a foul ball. And Pablo Lopez finally gets the better of him. Strikes him out, 6th of the game on a changeup. Thought we timed that up pretty well. But Pasquantino, yep, good timing, just swings right over the top of things. And Pablo Lopez still in the game at 105 pitches. As Witt scurries back to second base. Jeffers kept the wild pitch in front of him. 3-1 to Salvi. Witt takes off for third. Oh my goodness. Screaming line drive down the third baseline. Lewis brought over to third with the steal. And the line drive finds him. Unlucky. Reagan's now at 99 pitches. We're going to bring him out for the top of the 7th. Shutout ball from him so far. But obviously, as you'd imagine, somewhat of a short leash. We'll see how things go. I said I didn't want to go over 100 pitches, but here we are. You couldn't have anticipated a shutout moving into the 7th. Maybe you could against the Twins, to be fair. But we'll see what he can do. He's certainly not going over like 110, I don't think. But we'll see what this inning looks like. Ground ball at Frazier. There's out number 1. Royce Lewis is retired as Adam Frazier goes on to Pasquantino for the second out. And hopefully the last pitch of the game for Cole Reagans. Fly ball to left center. Waters underneath. And what an outing from our ace. Cole Reagans goes 7 strong. 100+ pitches. But what an outing. Allows just 2 hits. Walks 0. That's how you pitch. As the Twins will go to the bullpen as well. Justin Topa is who they bring out. Pretty good season last year in 2023. How about some insurance for Reagans? We're about to turn to the bullpen. I'd like another run or 2 even. 2 would be probably preferred. Or even 3 would be preferred. And 4 would be preferred to 3 and 5 to 4. Topa doesn't really seem to like throwing strikes here. Everything's at the bottom of the zone and falling out of it. Great spot there, circle change. Caught a lot of the zone, really had to swing at that. And that circle change kind of looks similar to the sinker, similar action. Obviously at different velocities. I mean, and look at that. That's a tough pitch to not swing at. 3-1 to Renfroe. Make a mistake. Well, we'll take that. Renfroe walks. And Frazier rolls over. That's the 3rd out of the inning. Topa was annoying to face because he was wild. Things were always on the edge if they were strikes. And with his pitch mix, kind of tough to time up. But we will go to the bullpen. It's Nick Anderson, former Ray, former Brave, I want to say as well. Features a 4-seam, 2-seam, and 12-6. Surprised he doesn't have a sinker. I thought he was a sinker baller, but I guess that's what they're calling the 2-seam. Or ball. Yeah, the classic 12-6. See what these look like. Not really where you want to throw that 2-seam, but all right. We are ready to go. We're ready to go. I don't need to throw all these warm-up pitches. We're ready to go. How do I get out of this? All right. It was the left button, the share button on Xbox. All right. Anderson, setup man for today, coming out for the 8th inning. And instantly gets a pop-up. Pasquantino underneath. Here's out number 1. Kyle Farmer doesn't foul off 100 pitches this AB. Goes down pretty easy for out number 2. And these fastballs are causing the Twins some problems right now. Here's a fly ball in the direction of Hunter Renfroe. He's underneath it for out number 3. Easy, easy top half of the 8th inning. That was beautiful. How about some insurance? 9, 1, and 2 in the order. Come on, Drew. Yeah, that's just not close. It's not a pitch worth swinging at. Stalmont, I know, throws gas. Or Stalmont, I know he dials it up near 100. He's a former Royal as well, I want to say. And he gets beamed. Drew Waters earns first base the hard way. But you prefer taking a slider off the back than the four-seamer. Good jump. Fastball down the middle. Of course, have to swing at that with 2 strikes. Good timing. I don't know how Michael Garcia can't put that in play. Kind of unbelievable. Gets it again, and he doesn't miss this one. Ripped down the third base line. He'll get second base easily. As Waters moves to third. 2 runners in scoring position now for our superstar slugger, Bobby Witt Jr. Michael Garcia, I love it. I mean, that was smoked. Tore the cover off the baseball as that rolls all the way to the wall. Gotta love it. What was that off the bat? 105. Infield comes in. And we'll see if they even end up walking Bobby Witt Jr. here. You certainly could get a force out everywhere. You're already down in this game. You don't want to make it worse. But pitching to Bobby Witt could all but guarantee a run here. That's the problem. Just need Witt to get it to the outfield or, you know, get a hit, obviously. Great take. 3-2. That was a close pitch, but a ball. And that is ball 4. Witt Jr. works a walk. Bases juiced. Bottom of the 8th. And Vinny Pasquantino, the great Bambino. I'd love for that to be the case. If you want to be like our Babe Ruth, that'd be great. I need the Pasquatch to deliver. This is crushed. 110 off the bat. Had home run power, but way foul. Hanging curveball. We can't miss it. A little bit late. That's on me. Straighten it out, Vinny. Oh, stays alive. Fastball down. Great spot. We're lucky to still be in this at bat. Here's a 2-2. That's a great pitch. Fastball up and away. Maybe you take that. See if the ump wants to give you another ball, but yeah, I mean, it's on the black. Good timing as well. Pasquantino just misses it. And the Royals could actually be in some trouble here. The Twins could work out of this. 2-1 to Salvi. I mean, he's been one of the best sluggers, really, in Royals history. Not the best, but, you know, one of them. And that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. That's a little bit off the plate. Called a strike. But you can do that with 1 strike. Can't really with 2. And Salvi swings through the heater. His rough day continues. And we are in danger of leaving the bases loaded. Just late on the fastball. Swing and a miss. And we were down to just Nelson Velazquez. And now we're swinging at everything. Good timing on that, but fastball up. Velazquez can't get wood on it. How is that a check swing? It's a fastball down the middle. How is that a check swing? I'm holding A! How do you not swing? Strike 3. Stalmont gets out of it with no runs allowed. This is Royals baseball. Tough. No insurance. We've got a 1-run lead. That's it. And we need Will Smith to shut down the Twins. Has Edouard Julien been in the lineup today? I feel like I haven't seen him. But he's in here in the 8th. Currently hitting 0-0-0. And that trend will continue. I'm not sure we've seen him today. Also, 85 speed for Edouard Julien. Is he really that close in speed to Bobby Witt? It feels insane. All right. Not complaining, though. Just trying to work out of this. 2 outs away. It's 9-1 we have to get through. Don't put anybody on. But Jeffers is fighting to stay alive. What do we go to? How about a fastball? Swung on and hit to right field. Renfroe's there, fighting the sun for out number 2. And we are 1 out from our first win. Starting the season off with a projection of potentially 162-0 would be pretty good. See if we can get through Willie Castro. Will versus Willie. And Willie come through. Will he deliver? Here's the 1-2. 1 strike away.
2-2.
Castro's able to take it. Curveball bouncing. How about a slider? Fouls it away. Good timing on that. Got the changeup. Castro continues to fight. He's early on it. What about the heater up and in? Swung on. Hit to center field. Drew Waters is there. Royals win. Good start to the season. There were some ups and downs, but our MVP, without question, Cole Reagans. Pasquantino delivers the lone run of the game, driving in Bobby Witt Jr. all the way from first on a hit and run, and that's what speed can do for you. You get speed on base, you all but guarantee runs. Now, we had second and third, nobody out, which quickly turned into bases loaded, nobody out, and got nobody in. That type of thing is unacceptable. We got to be a little bit more consistent there, but yeah, player of the game, obviously Cole Reagan. To go 7 strong, strikes out 6, allows just 2 base runners and weak contact on one of them from Byron Buxton. Who was the other hit? The other hit was from Manuel Margot. That wasn't actually hit that well either. Ground ball past second base, if I remember. Yeah, I mean, Cole Reagan's just dominated. Our pitching in general was great today as well. I mean, no heart attacks from the bullpen at all. 8th inning was smooth. 9th inning, clean. That was easy. But we win this game on just 4 hits. Need to be better at getting base runners on next game. Awesome start to the season. I think we will do game number 2 in this episode as well. Prospects will eventually become a focus, but for right now, there's not really a lot to even talk about. We're going to do player lock with, of course, Bobby Witt Jr. We'll try to have a better game this time around. Of course, Bobby Witt wasn't bad. Had a hit, maybe even 2. Worked a walk. He was good. Just wasn't exceptional. And I want exceptional. I want homers into the fountain. I want balls to the gap that end in triples for Bobby Witt. I want 50 stolen bases. I want an MVP caliber season. I know he's capable of it. So let's go out and see it. Seth Lugo on the mound for our Royals. Very excited to see what his numbers look like this year, as we'll face the former top prospect of the Padres, Chris Paddock. He's already trying to control the running game there with a slide step. 90 speed on first base is significant. Bobby Witt hitting third today. And we really do have to be aware of that slide step, because it throws a lot of the timing that you might be familiar with off. Can we expect a slide step again? We can. And Bobby Witt hammers this one deep to left. If it's fair, it's extra bases, and it's foul. Good timing. Foul ball somehow. Okay. That's very interesting. Usually with good timing, it isn't foul, I've found. Because otherwise, you'd be early. Okay. Here's the 2-2 to Witt Jr. Fastball, and Witt Jr. slightly late. Pop fly to short, and he is retired. Ooh, we did manage to get on the board with, though, Vinny Pasquantino, as you might have seen on the top left. That seems like a new addition. hit a solo shot. That is a hanging 12-6 curveball that needs to be punished. 91 off the bat, foul. Early. The fastball, Witt Jr. swings through just early. Pitches on the black, you just can't really seem to hit. You just need something over the heart of the plate if you're going to, make contact, it seems. That's just good timing. Foul ball. It's in the zone. It doesn't have to be down the middle to put it in play. Come on, Bobby. Fastball up and in on the black. I would bet anything it was good timing. And Bobby Witt Jr. swings through it as the Minnesota Twins hit 3 solo homers and go up 5-1. How is that a check swing again? Early on that one. Come on, Bobby. All right, we're not going to get flustered here. We're going to stay composed. We're in control. Paddock's made mistakes. We just have to, let him make another one and then make him pay. A little early on that curveball. And he's really been in the driver's seat for all of these plate appearances so far. Witt Jr. stays on it, drives it up the middle. There's a base knock. Oh, Bobby Witt has 99 speed. Why did I think it was 87 in the game? I knew it was... I thought it was 87 because I talked about Edouard Julien. He's got 99. Maybe it's the 85 steal threw me off. We're stealing here. Question is, can you stop it if you're Chris Paddock? Didn't get a great jump. This is fairly deep to left field. Is this getting out? No. We're going to have to retreat back to first here. It's tough. We really couldn't find the ball. Just to see where that left fielder is going to go. And then make your adjustment. Here's a 2-0 to Velasquez. Definitely taking off here. How quick can we be? Decent reaction time. That should be an easy stolen base, and Witt Jr. gets in there. I mean, beat the throw by at least a second, right? Second stolen base of the year. And in a 3-1 count, we might actually think about going again. We're going to take off. That's a decent jump. Hit deep to center, but not deep enough. Witt Jr. scurries back to second base. Sometimes you can just take it. If you know we have third base, you really don't have to swing. As the Pasquatch is up. 2 strikes. I'm worried about where this leads. We're going to take off. Ground ball. Could that be a hit? Tough play for Correa! And Pasquantino legs it out. Witt Jr. scores. That's why you run with 2 outs sometimes. Because any contact, you never know. Correa has to range really far to his right in the gap. And just simply couldn't make the throw. And we steal a run back, but we're in a dangerous spot here. Runners in the corners, nobody down. 0-2. Ground ball to Witt. Throws to second for 1. Back on to first. We'll take the double play there, I guess. And the lead is back to 4 for the Twins. This is where we need to make something happen. Stephen O'Kurt. Runner on second, 2 outs. This is where you don't want the walk. Walk's fine, but runners on second and third, 2 outs. Our best hitter, you need to have a big-time performance. Witt Jr. deep to right. Catch made near the track by Max Kepler. And that's a missed opportunity because that's when you can really potentially tie the game. Not on that one swing, but a 2 RBI double there, and you're really cooking. Oh, my goodness. Showtime activated? What is that? Diving play. Witt gets it in the glove. No, he doesn't. Did we mistime it? I don't know what that was. I've never seen that before. I don't know what that was. It said Showtime activated. I hit A. But that would be the last AB for Bobby Witt Jr. Fly out deep to right. Vinny Pasquantino goes 3 for 3 with a homer, 2 ribbies. Matt Wallner homered for the Twins, but we just couldn't hit enough. Pitching, I mean, Lugo was okay, but surrenders 5 earned runs, all coming there in the 4th inning. He was okay other than the terrible inning, so obviously not great. As we'll go to 1-1. I thought the perfect 162-0 season was on the table, but quickly taken away. And we'll finish the series against Minnesota with a win. Matt Sauer goes out there and shoves. Beautiful. Let's see here. Homer for Michael Garcia. Doubles for Dairon Blanco and Vinny Pasquantino. We're throwing a lot of different looks out there with the lineup. I just kind of want to see what ends up working. Michael Garcia is going to be a starter. 3 RBI homer for him. 3-run home run. He's got to play every day. Witt Jr. down to 200. Salvi's yet to get a hit. We will make some changes in the order, but that's going to do it for today. We're 2-1. We're going to make some changes. I like where we are right now in the division, but it's very early. None of this matters yet. We got to really go on a stretch here. So we'll see what happens. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Take it easy.